Hello everyone, my name is Deidre and this is Her Majesty, your melanated guide through pageantry. If you've been here before, then welcome back. But if you are new here, then welcome to the Queendom. Today we're going to be talking about key terms and phrases you hear in the pageant world. This is not an all-encompassing list. These are the most common ones that I found and the ones that I believe will be most relevant for you. Starting with appearance. So an appearance is an event which the title holder has been booked to attend or will be hosting. So this can be for charity work. This can also be for sponsorships. Next is aging out. As the name suggests, aging out is growing older than the target demographic for your pageant system. In theory, you would age out of a teen into Miss and then age out of Miss into Ms. Our next term is at-large. An at-large delegate is someone who is applying or will be competing in a pageant for which they did not go to a preliminary or compete in another pageant to qualify for the one they're going to. So many systems have this available. Smaller systems at a national level tend to have people pick their own states, which is an at-large delegate. However, in the pageant I was in, Ms. Black California, I competed and won that system. And now, because I've won, I will be able to go to Ms. Black USA. So there's many different kinds of ways to get into the pageant game or to apply for a pageant system, but an at-large delegate is someone who applied, did not compete, but was crowned their title. Next is boob and butt glue. So I know it's a funny word, funny phrase, but this is glue used to keep your garments in place, especially ones that are very sensitive to slipping or may become displaced very easily. This goes for a swimsuit as well as evening gown and really any other kind of attire that you'll wear during pageant week. If you have any kind of boob or butt glue, it can keep your garments in place perfectly. For example, this little flap here moves, but if I wanted to add a little bit of glue, it would stay here the whole time. Next is congeniality. Congeniality or miscongeniality is a title given to the contestant that is the most liked or the most voted upon as the kindest, the most caring, the most uniquely genuine, and overall likable. Congeniality is a really special award because it's something that you can't pay for or rig things in your favor. Ultimately, it's about everyone in the pageant and how they view you and how you view everyone. Usually towards the end of the pageant, they'll pass around papers with everyone's name on it, and then you vote whoever impacted you the most, whoever really made your experience in the pageant the most positive, and overall who you'd like to see acknowledged for just who they are. The next of our words is court. I've heard Queen's Court used mostly two different ways. The first way are the queens that have been crowned alongside you. For example, in Ms. Black California, they crowned me, the Ms., they crowned a Miss, and they crowned a teen. That's an example of a court. However, I've also heard it used with the runners-up. So these are the women who have been acknowledged alongside the winner as having excellent performance. And that brings us to our next term, runners-up. This can be kind of a confusing term because they do use first, second, third, sometimes beyond that, to see who has been scored highest compared to the title holder who won. So let's start with the very, very bottom, which is fifth runner-up. Fifth runner-up means you're sixth place. If the title holder, the person who won, is number one, you are number 6. Next, going so forth, we have the fourth runner-up. The fourth runner-up is the person who is in 5th place. We have the third runner-up who is in 4th place, the second runner-up who is in 3rd place, the first runner-up in 2nd place, and then we have our first place, which is the title holder. They're not a runner-up at all. They are the title holder, and that's what we call them. Moving along, we have our next term, former. To be a former means that you had won the title in the past, meaning you're a previous title holder who has surpassed her time as the queen, meaning that she has crowned somebody else, meaning that the current title holder is someone who is not her. So I will be a former very, very soon in November. It is bittersweet. I've loved my journey as Miss Black California. Let me know if you want to know more about that and more about what it's been like to be the queen. One day I will too be a former, and ultimately everyone who wins will be a former at one point in their lives, which is why it's so important to make the most of your journey of the queen while you have the crown on your head. Next, we have fun fashion. Fun fashion is a category of competition that exists only in some pageant systems that is focused on personality as well as personal creative expression through clothing. Our next word is headshot. So headshots are professional photos taken of your head and your shoulders. Normally it's from the bust up. These are used for your marketing to share with the pageant so that they can post you on their social media, like their website as well. And these are also things that you can use in promotional endeavors, such as getting sponsors or perhaps posting for GoFundMe's and such. Moving on to M, we have mock interview. Mock is practice. There can be a mock version of any kind of category for a pageant. So there can be mock interviews as well as mock fun fashion, mock fitness, and mock talent. Next is opening number. Opening number is a dance that all the contestants do at the beginning of the show, and it is usually their first appearance in the production, which is really special because although it is not scored, it isn't graded, it is your introduction of sorts, your non-verbal introduction, which is why it's so important to work on your non-verbals, your body language, and what you are saying without saying anything. Next, we have overskirt. So an overskirt is an optional, detachable portion of your dress that you can add on to give more glam, to give more volume, or more va-va-voom. And then you can take it off to give a more sleek appearance. Next, we have Pageant Patty. So Pageant Patty is a stereotypical pageant girl who is characteristically inauthentic. What I mean by that is someone who's really, really fake. You can tell that they're totally acting, they're reading from a script, they over-practiced, and overall they're being a people pleaser. They're not staying true to themselves, and that's something you can kind of sniff out. And that's what we would call a pageant patty. It's someone who does what they think they should be doing as opposed to what's truly authentic to them. Our next word is photogenic. So photogenic is an award as well as a part of competition that is optional for the person with the most appealing headshot to be awarded that most photogenic award. And this is usually done by a separate set of judges. However, it is common for the same judges to do the photogenic as well. It usually is given during that final coronation night where the overall title holder is announced, and it can be a really nice way to get acknowledged prior to the final announcements for the winners so that you can get a little boost to your confidence as well as confirm that you do have a fierce headshot. Next word is prelim, which is short for preliminary, which is short for preliminary competition. This is a competition that is done prior to the final competition in order to determine who they want to qualify to move forward in the scoring. So this is really important, especially for bigger pageants, because it kind of separates the wheat from the chaff. You get the really strong contenders and you have them compete in finals, whereas everyone else still gets to be on stage, still gets to shine, still gets to do them. But if the judges decide that they are not at all interested in considering that contestant, then they will simply have the preliminary, decide who they are, and then move forward with the contenders and the contestants that they want to compete. Our next word is reign. A reign is when you are the title holder or a current queen. It is a definition for the year which you have the crown on your head after someone has crowned you and before you crown somebody else. This is a very tender time because it allows you to have impact in a way that is uninterrupted. There is something really special about having your year as the queen, having your reign, because it means that you get to show your own personal beliefs, your own personal endeavors, your ambitions, and use that title, that sash across your chest and that crown on your head to give a microphone to the things that really matter to you. For me personally, I was able to be a speaker at the Los Angeles NEDA Walk, meaning the National Eating Disorder Association, and as a recovery warrior, being someone who has recovered from an eating disorder, being able to have that relevancy, being able to use this the power of my crown, the power of my title to really shed some light on the Black and Indigenous people of color or BIPOC individuals who are also on a recovery journey. So it's really important to acknowledge that your reign is temporary. It's not forever. The reign will not be for a lifetime. It's only for a year. So it's so special to be able to go out and really make change while you can. All right, our next word is sister queen. Sister queen is a word that I've heard used many different ways. One way I've heard it are queens from your same pageant system or same pageant state. Next, we have a sponsor. A sponsor is an individual, a business, or an organization that donates money, resources, or services in preparation for you to compete for a pageant. Sponsors are a very useful and handy and helpful part of your pageant journey because they allow you to take in the help that you need without having to do it yourself. So one way that you can be sponsored is with hair. Maybe someone is donating you some hair extensions, or perhaps they're giving you a free hair appointment, or even a hair appointment half off would all be considered sponsorships. Next, we have pageant system. A pageant system is an organization that hosts competitions, either locally, statewide, nationwide, or globally. Some of the most popular pageant systems are the Miss USA, Miss Earth, and Miss Grand systems. Next is T-pose or T-stance. This is one of the most standard modeling or pageant stances that you'll find, and it's very simple to do. Similar to the shape of a T, you have one foot facing forward and the other foot facing the side. Very easy to do, and it looks really good on stage. Last but not least, title holder is someone who is the queen. This can be the current title holder or the future title holder, but this individual is someone who has Miss fill in the blank across their chest and can use that to further whatever ambitions they have. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you learned something. If you did, then please like this video so I can see that you do. And if you want to see more, then go ahead and hit subscribe and join the queendom. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great day or a great night, and I'll see you in the next one.